Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be discussing some theories about Ben Solo coming back to life in a potential Star Wars Episode 10. Ben Solo, or Kylo Ren, was one of the most beloved characters of the sequel trilogy. His internal conflict and the inherent good and bad within the son of Han and Leia made him truly interesting and one of the most unique Star Wars characters to date. Of course, as we know, he eventually turned back to the light. He teamed up with Rey in The Rise of Skywalker against Palpatine in one of the coolest and best moments of the trilogy. After Palpatine was defeated, Ben Solo even gave his life for Rey through Force healing at the end of the film. That was the last we saw of him as he floated away like Obi-Wan, Luke, and, at the same time, his mother. This was one of the most emotional moments of that movie and showed that he had truly rid himself of the Kylo Ren persona. Still, fans have wondered if there's any way that he could return one day. So here, we're going to explain a theory we have about how Ben Solo could return. And of course, if he is to return, it would be in a potential Episode 10. So to start, a new trilogy is not entirely out of the question. After all, we are only around a year and a half removed from the sequels, and George Lucas's original plan for the series actually included 12 films over the course of 4 trilogies. Plus, Oscar Isaac and John Boyega have both been open about how they expect to return to their roles one day, so even the cast seems pretty convinced that this will happen. This trilogy could easily explore some of the more mystical aspects of the Force, like what George Lucas had in mind for the sequels. Lucas's plans for the sequels included delving more deeply into midichlorians and other aspects of the Force, and given that the First Order is surely 100% defeated at this point in the timeline, the new plot could come from a more mystical and fantasy aspect rather than a group of Imperials. This would, in a way, be like the prequels, which focused a lot more heavily on the Force and explaining what it is. This provides the basis for Anakin being the chosen one, along with his dreams and nightmares about his mother and about Padme. It also leads to him being corrupted by Palpatine as the Emperor offers to explore ways to cheat death using the Force. So if episodes 10, 11, and 12 all went into the Force on this level, there would be a certain rhyming, like ending the saga the way that it started. And a side note, that rhyming could potentially be seen even more, given that there are bound to be a lot more Jedi alongside Rey and probably Finn. And so that would be like the prequels, where there are many Jedi compared to just a very few powerful villains. So, back to Ben Solo. If a potential next trilogy did delve more deeply into the Force, that could be the key to Ben Solo's return. Rey could be exploring the Force and learning as much as she can to try to do something similar to what Anakin was doing in Revenge of the Sith. She could be trying to learn from the Force to bring someone back who has already died, and this of course would be similar to Anakin wanting to learn from the Force to save Padme from dying. This could be the way that Ben Solo returns, and, in doing so, sort of putting him on a mission to make amends after what he did in the sequels. After all, he did kill his own dad in Han Solo, and was the leader of an oppressive regime, so bringing him back to life and having him help Rey and the Jedi against a new evil would add to his redemption arc even more. And if this happened, it would give fans the opportunity to see Ben Solo as a full-blown Jedi in a way that many have wanted for years. Ben Solo's return could also be what brings about the enemy of this trilogy. Maybe bringing someone back to life could have unforeseen consequences, like an ancient dark side Force user who is reawoken at the same time because Rey is using the Force in, quote, unnatural ways, like what Palpatine said. Still, it's totally unclear if Ben Solo would actually come back to life in a potential Episode 10. Arguably the more likely outcome, if this movie does actually happen, would be a Force Ghost appearance. That seems a lot more likely if they made a new film in the saga. And if not, it was still so cool to see Ben Solo turn good again in The Rise of Skywalker and made for a really interesting and unique character arc. So, what do you all think? Comment with your thoughts below, and make sure to hit that subscribe button. We hope you enjoyed today's theory video, and as always, may the Force be with you.